So, welcome everybody to another of our streams. Let me quickly refresh my drink here. And let's hope we'll have a fun session.
Of course we will have a fun session. We always have fun.
So, most of the time. As you can see, guys, well, you might not be able to see it immediately, but if you look up here into the industrial section and you scroll a little bit over here, you might see that we have different kinds of roads. So I actually added that, even though it's not finished yet. I consider it finished enough. So let's hope I didn't forget any bugs or anything in making it work with my version, but I'm pretty confident that I got everything.
Yeah, I have a lot of more roads right now to construct.
Yep.
Asphalt road with overhead wires.
Yeah, the roads with overhead wires you can probably forget about. I don't think we have any vehicles for that, but there's the the trams are now to the right of that, so unfortunately
we don't have any trolley buses just yet.
Yeah, I don't think we get any, and even if we got any, they wouldn't be able to understand how the road sets work yet, I think. But there's only very few vehicle sets that understand the roads yet, so the only thing that works right now, I think, is the speed limit. But in terms of tram, also the steam trams will not run on the non-electrified tramways because they don't understand what that is. So,
alright,
we're a little limited in usage of that, but we already have electrified trams anyway, so
yeah, that's totally true.
Yeah, but in case anybody wants to try this out in my version, I think the EGRES set, for example, that has horse-pulled trams, those trams will probably not run on the non-electrified trams because they don't understand what that is yet. But that's just a matter of the vehicle sets not being out. The feature is there. The vehicle sets are all the old sets, they haven't been updated yet, and I actually doubt most sets will because the guys that did those sets are not around anymore. So, well, they're still alive. I mean, in the community, not around anymore. That sounded a little bit weird when I said that. But yeah. In theory, the feature works, but the vehicle sets haven't been all updated yet, so. But for the most part, they work.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Let me actually try and go to YouTube to your feed. Usually I don't do that because I'm worried about bandwidth, but gonna try that once just so I see what the hell you're talking about when you tell me to look at something. Because that's, where are you? What am I looking at? Like, it's always a little. So maybe we have the bandwidth to make that actually work. Joker block off this signal. Oh yeah. There's still one more signal that I need to block for passenger traffic here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna improve some stuff over here between Hitchin and Brexit, I think.
Do we unpause?
Yeah, if we're ready, we can unpause.
Yeah, we should be ready. And yeah, there's actually one line at the new junction outside of Brexit that is not necessary. I'm gonna get rid of that because my trains never go there. Because you made it possible from my cargo line to go into the city, or into the city line. My trains actually never do that, so I can get rid of that entire. Because that's,
yeah, right. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know what the trains used, so
I'm just getting rid of it because that was the only line that is still actually surface crossing. Not that that would make any difference if no train ever goes there, but it looks uglier than. It looks cleaner the way it is if I remove that piece. I think you see where I removed it, right?
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Yeah, my trains never do that. They can't get into Bexhill East from that side anyway, since that's a directional station platform. You can only get into it from the southwest. So
yeah, okay, that's right.
And if they want to go there, even if I wanted to enable them to do that, I can just modify the junction somewhere else so they can go around the north and just come in from that direction. That would certainly be possible to extend that so they can go from that area to the south. But right now nobody needs to get into there from that direction, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, okay.
So what else did I want to do? By the way, hello to everybody in the chat, in case there already is someone. What I really like is those roads that look like the ISR Industries, because now I can actually drive into my industry, into my nice looking industries, and that actually looks like an industrial road. Like down here, some people might notice, like this. That now looks nice. So let me get into my sign list, I think. Yeah, I don't have any signs for you, so I didn't find anything for you to do. But I have a couple of to-dos. Oh yeah, I finally wanted to hook up this coal mine. Because someone was so nice to build a new coal mine. I want to use it. Because if I remember correctly, because I'm still missing a bunch of coal. Oh yeah. I'm missing a bunch of coal at my steel mill and at my no industrial tram. Yeah, whatever. You decide whether we need that or not. I don't know.
It anyway, so.
Yeah. I don't know whether I need it, but I probably will. Yeah, I have a ton of iron ore and bauxite waiting, but way too little coal, so that's one reason, if any, to absolutely use this coal mine. Because I have way too little coal everywhere. And I'm just gonna use the normal ISR station. I'm gonna make that a little prettier with the new Australian stations later. Now I wanna get it hooked up as quickly as possible. And what are you doing? New stations, new lines? What? I didn't listen earlier.
I'm just gonna improve the line to Hitchin a little bit for now.
The actual line, or the train stations?
Well, yeah, train stations, line, wherever it needs to be done. Just so we have a little bit of a better flow.
By the way, I changed this entire main set that had those new roads, because it had a bunch of things that I didn't like, so that is a completely custom version just for us. First of all, the highway had yellow stripes because it was made for American roads, so I made those white. I did the same to the Dutch set because the only ones that actually matched the look of that road was, of course, also the American road. Then it had depots that I absolutely didn't like the way they looked, so I copied the graphics from some other set over. Hope the artist doesn't mind, but there's no way to contact him, so I hope he doesn't mind. And what else? Oh yeah, and I made the highways earlier available, because in the standard set they would only get unlocked in 1950, and yeah, you already built one, so we needed it now.
Yeah, okay.
How do I do this? Can I even get in here? That direction? From the other as well. Good stuff. Let me guess, I still don't have a better locomotive, right?
Don't think so.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna build a German one. Why not?
Why not?
Start using the Germans a little bit. Probably gonna be slow as crap. Yeah, doing 50. But I don't think I need to go into the super main traffic. So I'm gonna do it for now. I will get a faster German locomotive really soon anyway, so if it causes a problem, I'm just gonna replace it later. But in that area, I don't think it will cause a problem.
I hope not.
And it's doing 50, but again, I don't think it will cause a major issue because I'm only staying west of Brexit. So, and actually one locomotive can pull it all at 50. That's cool. I need 2 platforms here.
That one is done, that one is done. Do a couple like this one.
Oh, that's that. Technically, do that.
Oh, this is not electrified. Oops.
And again, I think that was the locomotive, right? Oh, the wagons are too slow, right? That was the issue. Remember my gold trains that didn't have any wagons that went fast enough?
Yeah, probably.
But they kind of still don't. So what am I doing here?
I don't know.
I wrote that for some reason, so I probably played a month or so ahead and we're getting a faster one soon. So I need to keep an eye on that, but right now... nothing I can do about it. I can already assign the group. Yeah, I can already assign the template for later, so... yeah, I wanted to send water to Hitchin, right?
Mm-hmm. again. Which one?
And there's some stuff that's getting old that needs replacing.
That is interesting.
And we actually have a super bus to replace them with, so... Yeah, we have a German bus that is like almost double the speed and has double the capacity, so I think that's worth it.
Might be worth it, yes.
Yeah, the local tram line in Bexhill, Brexit, whatever, is getting old. Not all of them yet, but I'm going to replace them anyway, because I think we also have, yeah, we have a German tram that is the same. Double capacity, double speed, so...
And then we have the Polish tram too.
Yeah, but it has even more capacity, but it's slower. So I don't know.
I think there is quite a lot of capacity needed over there in Brexit, so...
Okay, we have...
a little bit slower.
We have the German TW21, which has 40 kilometers per hour and 36 passengers. Right now we have 26 kilometers per hour and 16 passengers, so that's crap anyway. Okay, so either 40 kilometers and 36 passengers, or we have the Graz tram, which is only 31 kilometers per hour, but 56 passengers.
That is a lot more, to be honest.
Yeah, either 36 or 56, yeah. You lose 9 kilometers per hour and you gain 20 passengers, yeah.
I think it's worth it. For now, at least.
Okay, let's replace them with that. Same at Brick House, wherever that is. No idea where that is. Probably one of the bigger cities, maybe on the other continent, that I already built trams for early on. It would make sense because that would explain why they're so old. I built some for those kind of towns just to make them grow already. So we'll replace all of those with the Graz, which is actually an Austrian. Tram. Yeah, same here at Peterhead. So Peterhead getting new trams. Utsey getting new trams. And where getting new trams? I know that is definitely on the other side of the map.
Oh well.
So, anything else?
Oh yeah, I need to do something with this thing here.
But actually worth replacing these if we have something super much bigger. Oh, we have something super much bigger. Absolutely replace. I'll replace some of my cargo trams because by now we have another cargo tram that is much faster and much bigger. And since I'm struggling to get all that fruit transported off anyway at my farms, my fruit plantations, the bigger tram is very welcome.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just trying to find those modular things. Where are they again? There they are. Train depots.
Let's see whether you're actually getting replaced. Hi Nirasa, how are you doing? Sorry by the way guys if I see some chat messages with a little delay. I usually concentrate on the game. Yep, they are getting replaced. Good stuff.
That's good.
Oh yeah, those were only the oil seed ones. I need to replace these two. These are actually the fruit ones. They are even more important. Oh yeah. all the road networks to work with new types of roads. What do you mean? All existing road sets of different vehicles. What do you mean, the road sets to work with the roads? I didn't fix anything. I don't know what the issue is with that. I never saw an issue. And if there is one, I'm gonna fix it. But I don't see what the issue would be, honestly. There's no reason any vehicle wouldn't work on any of these roads. I mean, at least I haven't found any vehicle set that doesn't work. Maybe I'm not using those that don't work, but they complained that, for example, the Icarus bus set doesn't work. I tried it, works fine. So we haven't tried them yet in this game because we haven't played with the Icarus buses, I think, yet. I think they're not out yet. But I tried it in a custom map just to test it out. I let them drive over all the roads. Nothing complained, so if they complain by the time we get to them, I'm gonna fix the problem, but can't be a major problem. I don't see why one road set would work and other vehicle sets wouldn't work. I mean, they all work the same, so I don't understand why that wouldn't work. But the reason why I can get things done that they don't, well, I do this for a living. That's why. Maybe I'm just better at some of this stuff because I actually do this for a living. But yeah, I can't tell you what they do because I haven't looked into it. By the way, one question for you, Aki. I see when I watch your videos, the way you play, you still send vehicles off to timetable? Why? With the automation that is completely redundant.
But that's just because I always do that.
Ah, the bad habits to break.
It's just baked in.
Breaking the habit, yeah. Well,
yeah, you know, when you do things for like so long, then you automatically do it. Even though you don't have to do it anymore, but I know.
Yeah, I get it. I just was about to set waiting times on my trucks and I thought, wait, you don't need to do that anymore. That's why I addressed it, because I just did almost exactly the same thing, yeah.
Oh well. Kind of thing happens. Well, we didn't want to go to...
There's also a thing in these road sets that the standard road is actually the stone paved road, so I had to convert all the roads on the entire map to asphalt because the standard road is not asphalt. Which is not a major thing. I mean, I asked him to fix that, but he hasn't changed the set yet, and wasn't willing to wait because I also wanted different depots and I wanted the markings on the highway to be white. And they said, just, well, you know what? Because you can extract these new GIFs and get the code and the sprites separately, and since I didn't need to touch the code, just the sprites, I just did that. My Photoshop skills are good enough to do that. I'm not an artist, but that I knew how to do. So, but that the stone road is the default one, I have no idea how to fix that. But I don't even think it's all that bad, because if you play with it and all the public roads and all the stuff that my version generates is that kind of road, and you want to start using vehicles on it that maybe go faster, or you want to look at a certain way. I mean, that old cities have a city center with stone paved road. I mean, that's not even that far off. Ah, crap. Now I get the faster German locomotive, now that I've already built the trains. Anyway. I think having a city center, and if you actually want to use the asphalt road in certain areas, you have to upgrade it. I don't think that's actually that bad in terms of gameplay wise, because you get a whole bunch of roads for free, and if you want to do something with them and they're not good enough for you, you have to upgrade them to what they're supposed to be. I think gameplay wise that's actually not all that bad. So and even especially if you start relatively early, that some cities would have just stone paved roads and not modern paved roads yet, I think that's not even that far off. So I don't even see a major issue with it, but since we're already in 1923, I just upgraded everything to asphalt. But
yeah, okay, I can see why.
I would love to have for the asphalt roads to also have white markings everywhere and not just in the cities. Because the cities, if the cities can upgrade a certain road if they actually want to build around it. You know when they used to build the gray sidewalks, those kind of roads, when they do that, they now also have the white markings. But all the regular asphalt doesn't have white markings. But then again, if they had white markings, there would be no visual way to distinguish them from highways. So I can kind of see why he did that. And I personally also don't have a real solution for distinguishing them further, since highways technically don't look different from normal asphalt roads, except they're wider, and that's not possible anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's not a major problem, because in 1923, I think, in most countries, normal asphalt roads actually didn't have white markings. I think that was added as a security feature later. Wasn't it?
I have no clue, to be honest. I have no clue.
I saw one Quantum Leap episode back in the day, you know, that time traveler thing, Sam Beckett and all that. He jumped back to, I don't even know when, might have even been the 50s or something, but definitely the first half of the 20th century. And he noted, they talked about that he is kind of a little bit stressed out while driving because the white markings are missing. So at some point, at least in the United States, some overland roads didn't have white markings. So
and yeah, well, I think there are still enough roads over there without markings at all. So
yeah, sure,
smaller roads,
sure,
lesser used roads and stuff like that. So
not even normal asphalt roads between towns that you would expect to have those didn't have them apparently. So I don't know. But yeah, in terms of that, they actually are supposed to be... What the hell is going on here? I have a major traffic jam somewhere and I don't know why. What the hell is going on here? Oh, fantastic. Why did you do this? One of my trains is apparently lost and I don't know why. Which one is that? Sand train is lost? Why?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
Well, we can fix that. I didn't change anything that would get a train lost, I don't think, at least. That's weird. Because I also have to change that behavior, because when they're lost, they often go into, you know, where I have the train yard, to make it look connected, I extended one junction tile towards it. And of course that train decided to run into that, and then of course back again because it couldn't continue, and back and forth and back and forth. They shouldn't do that when they're lost. They should at least take lines where they can even continue anywhere, you know? I really don't like that they just go someplace where they can't go. Also, sometimes running as electrified trains into non-electrified rail and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
They shouldn't do that.
Yeah, true.
Because that's just stupid. Especially if they do it every time. I mean, if it was kind of random and it would once go there and then back up and then go the other way, that would be fine. But it keeps going there, you know? That's... Yeah, and that costs
using that one switch that it can't use and stuff.
Yeah, and that caused a major traffic jam right now. And yeah, that is actually annoying. I mean, yeah, and it's kind of not possible to prevent trains from getting lost sometimes in this game, because then you basically can't do any road work, any rail work. If you want to prevent that. So. In this case, I'm not even sure why it got lost, but... Yeah, well, this will clean itself up eventually. It's just a little annoying. Alex, yeah, of course it's possible to program it into the game that the towns end up upgrading their own roads by themselves. But I don't want to put in that feature. But basically I can't put in that feature because, of course, I can program the game to do that. But the actual road sets need to have flags set which road is a road that a town should upgrade to, because the game doesn't know if you add a road set which road is a stone road. It just looks a certain way and has a name. The game doesn't understand that. The road actually needs to have that kind of metadata attached to it that tells the game this is a type of road that a town should upgrade to. Right now those kind of flags don't exist. I could program the recognition of those flags into the game. But that doesn't help me, because the road sets, the artists that create the road sets also need to set that flag on the actual roads. So I need the artists to do that. But eventually I know that they're working on that anyway. There is certainly a way that they're trying to set flags on what roads the towns are supposed to use and stuff like that. And I don't want to do that myself, because then I'm gonna be incompatible with the way they do it. And as I said, even if I did it, as long as the artists don't actually use that feature in their sets, it wouldn't have any effect. So right now you'd kind of have to upgrade manually. And I think that's even to a certain point better, because I mean, you don't want the game to do everything for you. You're the player, you're supposed to do that. And I mean, it's kind of, yeah, why would the player upgrade a city road? But you're already doing a whole bunch of stuff that usually the state would do or whatever, so... I mean, a private company usually isn't supposed to build highways. That's usually a state thing. It's usually a national effort, and then the country owns that road. Then I don't know of any country where the highways and freeways and stuff are owned by a private company. And I mean, some roads maybe, but not. It's not certainly not the entire road network of a country. So that's not 100% realistic anyway. And in terms of gameplay, I actually find it better if the player actually has to do it. But as I said, even if I wanted to change that, there's no way I can. The artists need to do that I would not have added the feature for road types if no artists had already made future Fs with road types, because then there would be no way to use it. I need to wait for artists to actually create stuff for that feature, otherwise I can only add features myself that have no impact on the graphics. If it has impact on the graphics, then the artists need to also do their work, so that would be pointless of me to do that before the artists have done anything with it. So there's no way for me to change that. And if you don't want to pay for it or own all those rows, just save the game at a certain state and do that upgrading stuff in the scenario editor and then go back to play. That's how I did it. If I had upgraded the entire map in game mode, then we would now own every single road on the map, and of course we don't want to do that, since we also then have to pay maintenance for it. So also the owner map would be kind of messed up then. But in the scenario editor, you can do that fine. That will also not upgrade any roads you own. So that's a way to deal with the public roads. I know that's not super ideal, but right now I can only do stuff as far as the artists are already supporting it, so. Not super relevant right now. I wanted to do something with this here. This needs sand. This also needs sand. So how do I get sand in there? Just a little too far to the... Ah, well, whatever. Again, Alex, basically everything you can think of is possible, or almost anything. The question is, are there any artists that are willing to actually put in the work? I can certainly put in the game something that can support one-way tram roads or stuff like that. I haven't really 100% understood what you're asking here, but whatever it is, yes, it can be added, but if no artist is actually creating something like that, then there's no graphics for it. So I can add it, I can do the graphics for it. And even if I put in the work to figure out how to add graphics to this game, the current way graphics are added to this game are an absolute disaster. So I don't feel like putting in that work, especially since I'm thinking about very soon applying for a job again, and then I will be having a lot less time for whatever I do. So yeah, then I will be a lot less likely to put in a lot of work that I consider not worth my time. Not saying that the feature would be crap, but saying it is, in my opinion, not that critical to have, that I'm gonna put a ton of work into making it possible and then learning how to do the graphics for it. Because yeah, if I had the support of an artist that says, hey, as soon as you put that in, I'm gonna make the art for it, sure. But that's unfortunately not the case. But technically, you should never ask, is that possible? Because most of the time the answer will be yeah. The question is, how much work is that? Almost everything is possible. It'd be much better if I had a situation like in an actual real work situation where if I am a programmer and I'm working on a project and I can think of a cool feature, I don't have to think about, do I get the art for it, because there I have an artist working at the same company and of course I will get the art for it. Here I'm kind of dependent on a lot of other people. And if they do not create the art for it, then all my work is for nothing. Doesn't ISR have a paper station or something? Yeah, it does. Cool. I think I ever used that one. Actually doesn't look that impressive. Oh well, at least it will have paper on the platforms.
Oh, that's true. Alright, we have a new steam locomotive.
Two new ones. And one of them I'm actually going to use right now, because that, from what I remember, is a German freight locomotive. I think, at least I think so. Yeah, I saw the Dutch one. What was that? Was that a passenger or a freight one?
Freight one, if I'm right.
Also freight one. Then I'm gonna mix it up.
Yep.
That you didn't get an answer in the forums, let's just say, after my experience with those forums, I am not surprised. Today I gave those forums a big middle finger because I got a little annoyed with a couple of things. No, wait, that won't work. Wait, why is this one line not signaled? What the hell?
Which line?
One of my cargo lines. I forgot to signal it. Well, so far no train was running on it, so it's not a big deal, but that should have been signaled.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Tom. No, the unsafe waiting position command for that, it has to be a path signal. Path signals understand that. Oh, holy hell. Yes! Actually, before I use that, let me actually look into the guide. Because this is a 100 kilometers per hour locomotive. I want to make sure that it's actually meant to be a freight locomotive, because that sounds a little much for a freight one. It would be awesome if it was, but...
Passenger.
Yeah. It would be awesome if it was, but... let me make sure that it is. The 38... It was designed for passengers but can transport short freight. Yeah, it can be used for freight in a hitch, but it's not meant for that. We go into the Baureihen system. And I think only locomotives in the 40s and 80s range. Yeah, only in the 40s and 80s range are actually dedicated freight locomotives. So I'm not going to use it. Well, the 92 technically isn't one either, and I end up using it, but I didn't have anything else at the time. And I wanted one German one. No, actually the 92 is classified as a freight, so I could use that. Still don't have a faster freight locomotive though. Which one was the new one? You know, do you remember what it was called?
30 something? 38?
No, that's the German one.
Oh.
I mean the Dutch one. Because we got two.
That was a 4500, I believe. 61...
4600? 4600 maybe?
4600. Could be.
Yeah, that says it came out this year. But yeah, but it also does 61. It pulls more, but it also still does 61. Oh well, I'm gonna use it. Yeah, well, I don't have anything faster anyway. The fastest German one that's a dedicated freight can only do 50, so... Oh well.
Yeah, right.
I love that most of my freight wagons can now do faster than my locomotives.
Well, that is interesting.
I don't want it too much faster. I just want it like doing 80 or something. That would be awesome. But nope. But the good thing is this thing can actually pull all the wagons on its own. So I only need one locomotive.
So that means more money for us.
I think that makes a little bit of a difference. Yeah, 2 wagons or so.
Yeah, and one less locomotive, so...
Yeah, that adds the 2 wagons, because otherwise the train would exactly the same length, but thanks to the locomotive I could have less wagons attached. So it's more cargo on the same train, yeah. Not a whole lot more, but a little bit more. It'd still be worth it, yeah. Only have one platform up there though, yeah.
We have another steam train. I think that's Russian, actually.
No, that's Polish.
You sure it's Polish?
I'm pretty sure the Russians will have all this little icon next to them, which tells you what kind of locomotive it is, steam or electric or whatever. You see, when you go into the available train list, you see the top one, the Echo, has that little icon next to it, and the other one doesn't.
Yeah, okay.
I'm pretty sure we can recognize... I'm not sure what would distinguish the Polish from the German ones, because they both don't have an icon and they're both in the middle of the section, but I think the German ones are pretty easy to recognize since they all start with BR. At least
pretty much.
at least the non-electrified ones, but those have usually something like E and the diesel's V, so they use the same scheme, so they should be easy enough to recognize.
Pretty much, yeah.
Where's my sand trains? Why are those not classified yet? $195 and $196, where are you? Why is that in there? Why do you not get auto-grouped?
Who? Your train?
Oh, that industry is probably in the same... Actually, where are you going? Classworks. Okay, so let's call the name, call the group that.
Oh, by the way, we're already over an hour of recording. Did you know that?
That can happen. Give me a second.
Just 40 minutes over, that's it.
Oh well, that's not so bad.
Oh, you're worst.
Why is it not dragging the signals? Oh, it is dragging the signals, I just can't see them. Holy hell. White signals on white background, yeah.
Yes.
Holy hell!
I'm always glad when it's summer again or the snow is gone.
Yeah, especially if you only see the backside, so you don't have the red. Those are super hard to miss. Holy hell!
Yep. Very hard indeed. I mean, the Dutch signals are very pretty to look at because of their size and stuff, but
yeah, they're pretty, very, very pretty. But especially they're not so they're not so oversized. Yeah, they're not so wide, but that also makes them incredibly easy to miss. Yeah, at least in the snow.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Alex. What's the difficulty communicating with them? I'm not gonna go into that. What's the difficulty with the forums? Let's just say their way of communication is not the kind of way that I like. Let me put it that way. So yeah, we're gonna make a break before we go into that crap. So let's rather take a 5-minute break. And we'll be back in a bit.
Yeah, see you soon.